Okay, so thank you very much for tuning in. It's 5:35. Okay, no problem. Just one mic test. If everything is all right with the audio, just put up a comment so that I know if it's all right. If there's background noise coming in, there might be some background noise, but that is just negligible. It's fine. If it is, if everything is fine, just put up a thumbs up. Yes. Hi. Hello. Hello, everyone. Those who have joined in shall begin soon. Okay. I see people joining in. Just give me a confirmation if the audio is all good. Okay, waiting. Okay, thank you very much. Uh, all okay from Kushbu. Okay, everything's going smooth. Thank you very much. So we shall begin now. Today's session, as you have seen, the topic of discussion for today would be the zone analysis and how to do it and all that. So, how to go around doing zones is a different topic. But before that, we will have to look at the market as well. What has happened in the previous week is of utmost importance because a lot of good data came in and a lot of good movements we saw in the market, uh, and good swings overall. So let us begin by looking at the charts and looking at the data that came in. So give me a moment for me to share this thing with you guys. Okay, this is fine, I suppose. Yeah, I suppose you guys can see this particular thing on your devices. Yes. Okay. Yes. So this is where we left off yesterday. In the last week, we were discussing about Australian dollar and the United States dollar. Okay, and we had made some analysis on that, and as well as gold. So gold also turned out to be very good. Good swings came in. After that, Gold Job openings was somewhat of a lower than the forecasted value on 2nd of May, and then the market just was flooded with all the information that is possible, from employment to funds revision. The funds revision was done by Federal Reserve of the United States. Again, 25 basis points hike. It triggered a good support in United States dollar, alongside a lot of other currencies as well. Okay, so we will see that on the chart what has happened. Okay, just remember the date and the time. Wait a second. Yeah. So yeah, this one was the thing, and New Zealand dollar, okay, Kiwi was quite positive, and then later on, ADP non-farm was very good. It's almost double the number, which is quite good, and that is what provided a very good support on this particular day for the United States dollar. Services PMI, obviously, it is overall it is higher than expected, so it's good for that particular currency on this day. It has already happened. Okay, it is nothing new. Okay, it has already happened, and we are just going to discuss okay, what data came in positive, what data came in negative, and what we need to expect, right? While trading such dates, okay, while trading such days, and the timing around which such high volatility action occurs. Okay, so before zone analysis, we are just going to see what the market has done. Okay, so as to get one context. Okay, so this is what we are getting context from the data. Yeah. Okay, moving on, then we saw main refi rate by euro again, 25%, 25 basis point revision, and we saw unemployment claims almost equivalent to the expected number. Then ECB press conference, okay, done. Pardon me. Okay, so the last shocker for the last week, obviously, was the non-farm employment change. It was quite amazingly higher than the expected amount. Okay, average hourly earnings also increased. The number of people who were employed in the non-farm sector was very higher than the expected. So almost 70,000 more than the expected number. Okay. Is there any notification sound coming into your devices? If it is, then kindly let me know. If there is not, then also let me know. Okay. So just put up a message if everything is fine. Yes. Hello, Rajendra. Thanks for joining in. So we were discussing about all this, the data. Kindly just put up a comment if there is any form of notification sound coming in. Okay. Okay. Thank you. Yeah, we got a confirmation. So non-farm employment change, right? So it was almost 70,000 more, I would say, for the last month, and unemployment rate was quite honestly very lower than the expected of 3.6%. It is overall showing that the labor market is still strong, and there is still some. Okay, okay. So overall, the labor market is still very powerful. It is still very, resilient to whatever rate hikes has been done. And also, when we see today that USD has been performing. Uh, okay, so in this particular week, what to expect? Okay, the first 2 days were not much exciting. Okay, but when we go tomorrow, come tomorrow, we will have CPI data, and CPI data will be absolutely crucial for the further understanding of the rate hikes and where the Federal Reserve will take the markets. Okay, so we will have CPI tomorrow around 6, and the expected data is here, 0.4% for month on month increase, and 5% for yearly increase, and 0.3% for core CPI increase. Okay, core CPI is a bit different than CPI, and core CPI is the, I would say, the basic or the fundamental measure of inflation. Okay, oh my God. So overall, this is the scenario. Coming to Thursday, we will have a lot of data relating to GBP and also PPI data, that is Producer Pricing Index. Okay, so that will measure the wholesale inflation as well as the weekly unemployment claims that will also come out. So good volatility is expected, and the week will end on a good data. Okay, a fairly important data, consumer sentiment. Okay, at how much people are willing to spend in the economy. Okay, so this is overall the scenario, and also on the Friday there will be GDP, somewhere around the noon it will be printed. Okay, so GDP, prelim GDP, quarter on quarter, and other different manufacturing and industrial indexes will be posted. So overall, this is going to be the scenario for the week, and we will see what has happened in the previous week, where the charts have been, and how the charts have performed overall. Okay, so before that, let me just clear out the data and show you this chart. Okay, I suppose everyone can see the chart. Okay, if there is any trouble in the visuals, kindly let me know. Okay, I'm just checking the chat box. If there is any trouble, kindly let me know. Okay, if the visuals are fine, then that is fine. Okay, so this is the gold wala chart. Okay, this is the gold wala chart, and we have to remember that on which day what happened. Okay, so just for your reminder, I would say uh, the major things that we'll look at is for federal funds rate, which was around midnight Thursday. Okay, midnight Thursday is this part. Okay, so almost this part. Okay, it just pumped out and almost made the low a higher high, all time high, I would say, because the previous one was around 2070. That we will see on the daily chart, don't worry about it. Okay, so this was the scenario during the federal funds rate revision print. And next is the euro. So euro won't be sticking to this particular chart, but still we can see 545 on Thursday. That is around this particular time, 5:45, right? So gold actually appreciated, okay, during this time. Okay, so it went up as the euro announced a refi revision, okay, refinancing rate revision, okay. So this was the scenario overall. And the last but not the least, the non-farm employment, okay. Look at this, okay. 5:45, 6 o'clock, dot. Okay, see the movement, 1.23% within a 15-minute candle is mind blowing. Okay, and it is almost a Marubozu. Let me just zoom in to show it to you guys. Okay, almost a Marubozu. Good enough for us, right, to short gold at this point, because the NFP data was quite honestly very good, and this is what it triggered. Okay, 1.23% is mind blowing. Okay, for a $2,000 stuff. Okay, for a commodity that is valued around 2,000, that is a very good movement. Okay, so this was the scenario. I'm guessing a lot of notifications are coming in. I hope. Okay, that is also fine. This is also fine. Just give me a moment. Okay. S- So this was the NFP data and what it triggered. Okay. And later on the chart continued as it was. Okay. So it is now currently around the same point from where it just dropped off. Okay. So this is the overall scenario. Now, we are at a point where CPI is going to be announced tomorrow. Okay. And this particular thing, okay, gold, we have not seen USD wala chart. USD will be completely inverse of this particular chart. Okay. So, completely not exactly, but you can get an idea, you can get a hint that it will be inverse. Okay. So, currently it is at 2030, which is almost a resistance point at this point. So today's discussion, topic of discussion, that is the zone analysis. So let us get to that. Just give me a moment and we shall start that as well. Okay. Yes. So let us talk about the zone analysis. Okay. Now before starting zone analysis, I shall indulge in some uh, talk with you guys, because something somewhere, you know, hits me every single time when people, kind of tell that there are certain problems in trading, and they don't usually like trading, okay, or something like that. It is usually the concept, or it is usually the initial mistakes that a trader makes, for which he usually he or she usually blames himself of not having enough information or something like that. Okay, the question is whether you are willing to learn or not. Okay, and the second part is that whatever you're learning, okay, a man can be completely, filled with knowledge to the brim, okay, but to apply it is a different scenario. Okay, so just by looking at the chart I can say yes, it is doing some kind of a pattern, but from this point, whether it will reverse or it will continue, to take a decision at this point, it is very, very crucial. And all your knowledge comes down to this. Okay. So when people talk of trading, and when people talk of, investment and all that, we all almost forget that whatever knowledge is in the market, okay, whatever everybody is saying or whatever everyone is doing, in order to emulate that, we forget what we are actually and what our knowledge is, first of all, right? And that is the crucial problem that I would like to, talk about, because many people learn a lot of things every single day. We also learn a lot of things every single day, but where are we going after learning so many things? Okay, so look at this particular point. Okay, this is a proper spinning top. Okay, but the thing is, the thing here, it is a doji, but it is a positive doji. Okay, it is a bullish doji, and afterwards it has made a complete reversal. So looking at this particular time frame and looking at this candle, it is very easy for me to say because there is a reversal happened. Okay, what if it has went down, right? Accordingly, it is very hard to say that currently it will go up or go down or whatever. But to assimilate all the information that there is and to apply that knowledge is a different game. Okay, to talk about what has happened is a different case scenario, and to actually tell what is going to happen, that is a different case scenario. Now I can indulge myself in saying that it will go down or it will go up or whatever it is, right? That is why I choose a very smaller time frame so that I can just tell you for the day itself where it will go. Okay, I don't want to indulge into making huge predictions of the market. Okay, that is not what we are here to do. What we are here to do is that we have to gain some insightful and this understanding or information of the markets, right? So that is what we are to do. Okay, and that is all we can do. Okay, we cannot predict something that to happen. Okay, because NFP data last week was completely out of the blue, that came and hit everybody's head. Okay, so it blew everyone's mind. Now currently it is on a resistance, if I say, and it is going down, then there is a 50-50 probability that it will go down or it will go up or it will reverse from here again. So that is the scenario. Okay, overall. Again, one more thing, I shall keep it for the next week, I would say, because our time is low and we need to discuss zone analysis, right? Although we can talk lot about a lot of stuff, but just let it be. Okay, for another day. So talking about zone analysis, yes, we'll choose a little bit uh, not so uh, recognized chart because it is already in our heads. We will try to make certain predictions already in our heads. Okay, so we will remove that. We will get to some new chart, that is this one. Okay, now consider this to be chart of anything. Okay, a stock, a security, a bond, whatever, right? Bond yield of whatever you can think of. Let us take that for example. Okay, let us take this is a stock, right? For demand and supply zone analysis, what is zone? First of all, so zone are the region of reversals or continuation. Okay, they are the zones, they are the range, they are the price range where a reversal can happen or a continuation can happen. Now in this manner I can say that everything is a zone because obviously it can reverse from any point or it can continue from any point. But zones are different. Okay, because zones are made to be used for trading. Okay, they are systems of trading, proper trading. Okay, so when you make such a system and you get to a point of understanding that system, then you got a zone. Okay, and if you believe in that zone, that reversal will happen. Because if you see a chart, look at this particular chart right here. Okay, now for a zone to be actually made by the price chart, to be actually in essence to be made, okay, materialistically, okay, it has to pass some criteria for you to recognize that as a zone, isn't it? So for me, currently, what I will do in this scenario is that I will go to a longer time frame. The first thing that needs to be done, okay, for a longer time frame. Now look at this. Can you make sense of such a information, such a price chart? Absolutely not, because it is range bound. Almost it has been range bound since Thursday. Okay, the lower range is somewhere here and the upper range is somewhere here. It is not much, attractive from that particular sense. But what it is attractive from a particular sense is that it is okay. That is fine. Blue lines. Okay, this is almost the range. Now consider these lines to be vague. Okay, these are not exact pinpointed lines that we need to be looking at, right? So when I say these are the extremes of a range, you need to understand that these extremes are subject to volatility. Okay, that is a given. Now for a zone to be built, there has to be reversal in that particular region. Okay, so now that I have made one range, that from where this price action is moving up and down, up and down. Okay, this is a false, bearish breakdown. Okay, this is a false breakdown. Currently, you can see a cradle pattern here. It has just broken down from here because it has not been able to sustain. So whatever we have drawn is, it's good. Okay, it is not nonsense. Okay, despite just looking at the chart and just spending 2 minutes on it, we have got a proper range in it. Okay, now we are near to the lower extent of the range. Okay, so this is the first scenario of drawing a range. Okay, first understand what is happening on a longer time frame. Okay, okay, what's happening? Uh, okay, so this is the scenario. Okay, currently the price action is moving within the range, and to be very frank, it is very near to the lower range. Yeah, we got it. So the first part is over. We have got a very basic understanding of the chart, that what it is doing since last week, what the chart is doing. So this is the last week, sorry, it is almost the previous month as well. Okay, so if you go to this particular point, let's say from this point it has worked. So Thursday 23rd of March, so it is quite a bigger idea that we have got, a very good context to what we are about to do. So this is the first step to understand where the price action is and what it is doing. Okay, it is making a low, it is making a high, it is coming down again. Similarly, it has done here as well. It has just entered into the zone, just could not sustain this upper range, and it came down and it somewhat made a false break downside, and then it has again entered and tried to consolidate, and then come up and then come down. So up and down is going on in this range. Okay, now, to make a zone, there are two, three factors that needs to be remembered. Okay, first of all, you need candlestick chart. You need a smaller time frame. Okay, and all these are very good for swing trading as well. But I don't endorse any form of trading right now. Okay, so as you can see, it is the disclaimer is running for education purposes only. I don't endorse any kind of trading here. Okay, I'm just vaguely discussing a completely random this asset. Okay, a completely random we have picked, and we are just discussing what the price action does. It is more about the price action than it is about trading. Okay, so understanding this will lead to understanding of the trading as well. So look at this now. Now these lines, okay, now look at these lines, how they are helping us. Okay, in the small time frame as well. So look at this. Okay, it is giving us a vague idea. It is almost very vague. I accept that, but still, isn't it just outstanding that it is showing those levels again and again, again and again? It is respecting the range, coming up, not able to consolidate. It is breaking down again taking a resistance here, again somewhat getting some support and going up, making a double top here. Even though making a double top, it has moved up again and then slid up into the range, and then now it is just going on and on. Okay, so this is the scenario over. What to expect now? That is the scenario. We have made a range. What are the zones? Okay, what are the zones? If it is lower than the price action, okay, so let's say, okay, let's say I drew a zone. Okay, now what is a zone? I will explain, don't worry. I drew a zone like this. Okay, it is a rectangle. Okay, and this is zone. Okay, I drew a zone. Congratulations, I have drawn a zone very successfully. So, congratulations to me. And we will change the color of it a little bit green. Okay, I don't like all these colors, even though, but just for your visual appeal, kind of thing. So you can do this. Let's say I drew this zone. Okay, now, when will it make sense? This zone will make sense if the price action falls. Don't just remove this line, particular line, that of the range, from your head for once. If the price action comes, it touches this and reverses. Okay, that is the first scenario. Second scenario, if it touches this, it comes into the range, it consolidates somewhere in this particular range and then falls, break down. Okay, again it breaks down and it continues downwards, downside. In both the scenario, this zone is going to work absolutely phenomenally. What is going to differ is that whether the price will break one side. Okay, now from this particular discussion, you might have understood, or you might accuse that it is not of use for me because it can either side break. Okay, so what am I waiting for? But this is a zone where reversals are most probably going to occur. That is a scenario, right? You cannot, indulge in understanding that this won't work or something like that, right? So that is a probability that we are working on, right? So let's say it enters into the zone, and when it reverses, it crosses this upper range, then you can understand that yes, there is a positive break in the asset. Okay, there's a positive break in the asset and it has moved up. Now upside resistance can be anything, you can search that out. That is a discussion for something some other day. But when I draw this particular zone which is lower than the current price action, it is called a supply zone. I'm really sorry, that is called a demand zone. Okay, that's where demand comes in. Yeah, this is where demand comes in, and people start to buy it slowly and slowly, right? So this is where demand comes in. That is why it's called demand zone. How do you decide the thickness of range area? Okay, okay, don't worry, it's just the starting. Okay, I'm going to explain to you what is the thickness, what is the range, and all that. Don't worry. Okay, don't worry. Okay, I will tell you what is the thickness, how to decide the thickness. Okay, it is just an example of showing what is zone. Okay, what is the meaning of zone, that is what it is. Okay, so don't worry about it, I will tell you. This is a demand zone. Okay, this is where demand comes in. Now sometimes what happens is, because it is market, okay, it is, everything is possible and every event is probable. Okay, so let us say it breaks from this side to this side. Now what have you got? You took a position, you were very eager, yes, it is in my zone, now I'll buy it. Let's say, okay, I'm not suggesting that you buy. Okay, so let's say you're very excited, you bought just as it entered, just as the price entered this particular zone. What will you do? You'll keep your stop loss here. Okay, let me show you. Let's say you took a position somewhere here. Okay, now how will this zone help you? Okay, now we are very excited. Yes, something, at least somewhat, I will get some profits and stuff like that. So you entered. What will you do if it broke down below? Okay, what if what I said was wrong, isn't it? But it is not wrong. What it will help is that it will help in your risk management. Okay, so the zones are multitaskers. Okay, don't worry about asking the question for thickness. Okay, I will tell you what, or how to decide the thickness and all. Okay, don't worry about it. Okay, what's the name? Jagdev Singh. Yeah, don't worry. So the first case scenario, very good green scenario. It reverses and you find your target and you just go home happy. The worst case scenario, it just breaks down. But what happened? You have suffered a very small loss as compared to a random trade that you took, and a randomly made decision, and you completely lost on that, right? Before that, it helps you in deciding your stop loss. Where will you keep your stop loss? Just below this particular line. Now what are these lines? How to make a zone? What is the thickness of the zone? Okay, oh my god, I'm completely out of breath, just give me a moment. Okay, some sip of water. Yeah, so back to this. Now the zone is very interesting. Why? Because it has multiple parts, and these parts are properly named. Okay, although this some people might not think of it as important, but we will learn it from a proper learning perspective, isn't it? I'll change the colors. Yellow is more visible, you know, and this one distal. Okay, okay, and the last but not the least, now this is the zone range. Okay, got a brief idea what are the different parts of a zone? Obviously, it is the distal line, the proximal line, the zone range. Okay, now the distal line is away from the price chart. Proximal line is very near with the price chart because proximal is derived from the word proximity. Proximity means nearness. The line which is near to the price action is proximal line. Okay, and the line which is distant is the distal line. Okay, now let us say instead of drawing a demand zone, I drew a supply zone. Just give me a moment. Supply zone. Let us say this is the supply zone. Okay, I drew this. Let me change this color. Okay, so this one. You need some background, isn't it? This is the background. Okay, so let's say this is where the selling comes in. Okay, this is where the selling will come in, and people will just frantically sell and whatever, right? And what you will decide here is to short, exactly, right? Now the zone is good, but where are its proximal and distal line? Can somebody say? Okay, I'm just putting up options. Okay, this is A, and this is number B. So, which is the proximal line here and which is the distal line? Let us see who puts it in the comment box. Okay, if you have understood proximity and distant, how do you decide stop loss and profit gain? Calm down, brother. Just let we have got time. Okay, don't worry. We have got time. I will explain to you everything. Just tell me which is the proximal line and which is the distal line in these two scenarios. Okay, understand things slowly. Okay, that is good. When we learn, take time. That is good. Okay, don't have to rush things. Okay, and don't go just run after this particular session for trading. Okay, this is for educational purposes only. So in this case, what will be the proximal and the distal line? Let us say A or B. Which one is the proximal line that you have to say? B is distal. Very good. So we've got an answer. Obviously, A is proximal because it is near. It is in the proximity to the chart, right? It is proximity to the price action. That is why it is proximal. A is proximal. It is reversed. Basically, it is inverse image. If you're keeping a mirror in between, these two are the mirror images of each other, right? So A is proximal, which in this case, the above line is proximal. Okay. And the lower line is distal. So from that logic, you have to think. Okay. Apart from that, zone range is there. Okay. Now, how to decide the distal and proximal line? There are multiple methods, but what you need to do is to look at the price action and understand it first. Okay. Let us remove this and this as well. Now I'm teaching you how to understand where the distal line is. Okay. Let us keep this because we'll require some idea. Yeah. We drew you know just bare minimum levels around which we can draw zones. So when you see such reversals, we have to find reversals, or you have to find continuation, and you have to look at those continuations. Okay, now look at this beautiful thing here. This is a proper head and shoulder, but what we can do is we can understand this upside to be a very good proximal line. Okay, and it has got some consolidation along with it. Yeah, so we need some form of consolidation. Okay, so 5 6 candles. Okay, that is good. Let us draw something on this. Yeah, let us take this line and the lower line. Yeah, this is how you draw a zone. You take up a particular reversal point. Okay, I'm just giving this as an example. Okay, we have not drawn a proper zone, so don't get too much excited. Okay, extend right. Now if you see properly, I have chosen the high of this particular level and the low of this consolidation. If you can see, there are five, six candles. One, two, three, four, five, six. Okay, sixth one has gone down, right? And now, if you will see, the resistance has come around this level only. Okay, now zones can happen. Okay, it can come, touch this particular level, and just reverse from there. That is also a possibility, which has happened in this case. Okay, the time it wants to touch this level, it might not get that much of momentum to get back into the range, and that might happen. Okay, that reverses it reverses before it touches the zone. Okay, so sometimes what happens is, many people, they short before the zone entry. Okay, they short before the zone entry. Just give me a moment. They know that there is the zone. Okay, they are kind of, they have some information with themselves. Okay, so they keep somewhere stop loss here, and they keep their target, and they run their target basically. Okay, they don't keep their target at one point. Okay, so this is a more adventurous method of using zones. Okay, one safe method is to wait. Okay, and let the price come into the range. Okay, now in this particular scenario, the price has come into the range and fallen back. Again, it has come back into the range, it has fallen back. So once a zone is made, it will always help you. Okay, now I won't say that this zone is quite fantastic. However, it is acting fantastically. Okay, we have waited for some time, but just because of this particular thing, we have captured two beautiful trades. Okay, now this one is quite beautiful. Okay, once you will see the downside, you will say, okay, this is something else. Okay, yeah, can you see this? Now you have to remember that these are reversal, because you have drawn this on a reversal. So reversal will happen. Okay, this will be a strong resistance fala zone. Okay, the price action cannot just slice in, except for this case. The price action just slices off this particular range. Why? Because there was news involved. Okay, and when there is news, there is no trader involved. Okay, there is all losers and no winners. Those who are very much informed, they are the only winners in this case. Okay, and those who are ill informed, they are the losers. So thinking about that it will work multiple times is kind of a stupidity. But look at how many beautiful points it has provided continually. Okay, continuously it has provided multiple points from where we can short. Now this is also a okay, this is also a very important case scenario. Okay, in this, within 15-minute time frame, within 5-minute time frame, the price just touches the proximal line. It just touches, just kisses the proximal line and just moves down. That is also a case. So if you are not ready with your setup, okay, if you are not decided that yes, okay, if you are not decided that yes, it will come down or whatever, just give me a moment, I will just remove this. Okay, okay, now it will be fine. I hope the visuals and the audio is perfectly good. If there is any trouble, kindly let me know. Okay, so distal line, how we drew, we took a point of extreme reversal. Okay, extreme reversal, let us draw like this. So we took a point of extreme reversal, that is the distal line for us, and then we took the low of a nearby green candle, of a nearby candle. Okay, which is in the consolidation, which is within the consolidation. So this is one of the methods. Now I can go in depth and tell you that we have to find this candle which shows this particular criteria, this parameter must be done, and always the low has to be, always the low has to be selected, or the close has to be selected. I can do that, and I can become somewhat of a philosopher here, but I'm not going there because most of our viewers are beginners. So understand this, that whenever you find a consolidation, you have to incorporate every candle of the consolidation as long as it can you can. Okay, so the zone, the difference might be big for some people. In this case it is just 20 pips. Okay, for this, for some people it might be more than 20 pips, it might be 100 pips for that particular zone range, right? So there might be certain people. Okay, I'm not talking about everyone. Okay, 20 pips is good enough for a zone difference, and it has proved time and again that yes, it is a zone, properly it has worked. Okay, and in this scenario it has worked really well. Now look at this scenario. Okay, again this is a consolidation. You can make a zone here as well. Okay, finding out where we can draw zones. Okay, look at this, again it has acted as a resistance. Okay, now it has gone up, it has somewhat struggled to keep itself up. Okay, and then proper shooting star, and then stars, again it goes down. You can see the shooting star here, it just comes down afterwards. Okay, afterwards this is a harami pattern. Okay, not the Indian version of harami, but it is the Japanese word called harami. Okay, it is a pattern, and this is almost looking like a bullish harami. Okay, this is a bullish harami, and it has come up. So even though there was news involved, there was some pattern involved as well. That is also a case. Okay, this is a beautiful case of a bullish harami. Okay, I will. Okay, that is a different case scenario. Again, this here, yeah, hammer, right? So this has also acted properly, right? So all these, everything you have to assimilate, whatever you learn from our channel, or from any other place, or any other book, or from any particular experience that you got, you have to assimilate. Pardon me, you have to assimilate all that information, right? So, and also keep patient, don't rush things, because rushing won't get you anywhere. Okay, so multiple times it has acted. Now it has, somewhat provided us some vague points of reversal and resistances, like this. Okay, some vague points which can be proven uh, prominent. Okay, but I don't think so it is helping us anymore. Okay, except for this, actually it is helping us, but uh, let us see. Yeah, it has helped us a lot of times. Okay, just have to have the eye for it. It has come up and it has taken resistance again. Here also it has gone up, resistance, gone up, resistance. Now in this case it has went up, but it could not survive. That is the scenario. If it can survive, then it can go up. Here also it is an extended consolidation, which it could not survive again. It has fallen down again. So the price action tells you everything. In this case, it was the momentum came out to be very strong, and that is why this happened. Otherwise, it would not have happened. Again, look at this. Now, let's move further. Okay, let's move further where we are and where our zone is. Okay, so look at this. It is just below this particular scenario, and let us find out another zone that we can make. This appears to be a very good consolidation, but this is an extended consolidation and very small, range of that consolidation. So don't keep away from that. And this is a single candle consolidation. Okay, look at this. A single candle reversal, है ना? This is a hammer. This is proper. It pushes. It throws it. The price action up. Okay. So this is also cannot be done. Let us find something else. This is also properly. It is showing that it has come up, into the range. It has taken resistance, and then reversal has happened slowly. So one zone can help you throughout the time. Okay, throughout your trading, timeline. Now currently again it is trying to reach this zone. Okay, it hasn't reached this zone for quite some time. Okay, it has not touched this zone since this point. Okay, 9th of April. okay, somewhere around. So you have to keep this in mind that it is almost reaching our proximal line. Okay, so this is just a educational example. Okay, this is how you draw distal line, proximal line, and that's how you decide the thickness of this zone. Okay, by what? By understanding what the consolidation is. Okay, where the consolidation is and how many candles are there in the consolidation. Okay, this is the scenario. Now let us try to draw one, and it's almost the end of our session. So if any doubts or any particular queries are there, you may post it in the chat box. I'm here to guide you guys. Okay, so let us find the consolidation. Let us find a consolidation. Okay, now this is a consolidation and has moved down. Now this, you cannot term it as a consolidation, but the thing is our range that we drew is so strong that it has proven itself time and again. In this case, you can consider these many candles, okay, as consolidation. Okay, what we need to do for a distal line is to choose the uppermost point in this case, because we are drawing a supply zone in this case. Okay, and not drawing a demand zone, and choose the lowest candle in the consolidation, which we have understood that this is the lowest candle, right? So you need to understand in this manner. Yeah, and this is what a supply zone will look like: a distal zone, a distal line first, then a proximal line. Okay, then find out which is the lowest uh, you know point in the consolidation. So this is the lowest point in the consolidation. Look at this, how the candle just touches the zone, within half an hour it moves down again. So sometimes it is very quick that you have to take the decision if the price action is in the zone. Now let us move forward. Where it is, okay, currently it is very low, but it is reaching a zone. So you need to remember this. Okay, this is how it is. Zones are typically swing or intraday trading patterns. Okay, swing trading patterns properly, and for swings you need to have patience. You have to have patience, and also an understanding of the price action. So this is the demand zone, and this is the supply zone. Okay, so this is the overall understanding of our zone analysis. Oh, just one more point here, that if you are combining any say for example any indicator as such with your trading setup, if you are combining that, okay, so remember to combine some volatility or momentum based indicator with your zones. Okay, volatility and momentum. Okay, so both the case scenario you will understand how much is the change, how fast the change is occurring in the price action, that is the momentum, and how much movement can occur, how much movement can I expect, right? So along with zones, remember these two advices as well. Now, just to end the session, I would just like to thank you all for joining in. I hope whatever I'm teaching is, you know, on it is going smoothly and everybody is able to understand. If there is any doubts as such, you can post it on the chat box and later on in the comment box as well. Okay. And if there is any doubt, you can just ask me anytime. We are here to not only, share the understanding of the market, but also to expand your learning. Okay, expand the places where you can learn all these things from. Okay, apart from that, one important point that I would like to share with you guys is that when such data comes out, okay, when multiple data comes out, don't try to keep your positions, and this is not a trading advice, but I will from education point of view, you just understand the level of patience that you need to have. Okay, the level of patience has to be there. Okay, and for that you have to somewhat try to incorporate certain things in your life, like say for example meditation, or say for a particular uh, you know uh, yoga, some form of yoga, some form of meditation, to keep your mind relaxed when you're trading, because trading not only takes up a lot of your brain power, but it also takes up a lot of your uh, you know decision making skills, and it hampers your personality as well somewhere. It affects your personality. So what I will suggest is learn patience, learn patience, because patience is a skill. Like many people say that patience is something that you are born with. Absolutely not. It is a skill, and you have to teach yourself that skill in order to be better, especially in these markets where the volatility is a very normal thing, a usual thing. And those people who understand where the market is and where the market is going, both the scenarios you have to learn. Okay, so currently also it is moving, let's say. So when you will see that it is moving inside, again there will be two scenarios: there will be a reversal or there will be a continuation. So again, this one is also a very important lesson, that don't be biased. Okay, if you are biased, yes, I've drawn a zone, I'm always correct, and this is a reversal zone, so I will always do this and do that. That is a very bad thing. Never be biased. Always be open to every possible option there is. Okay, so that is the last, I would say, not lesson but just advice, I would say, to our lovely audience, to our patient audience. And thank you very much for connecting. See you soon, guys, and till that time, happy learning.